What's up, Internet? Welcome to another episode of the Animated Gamers Podcast, where anime and gamers collide. Thanks for joining us. This week, we're recapping E3 2021. So, we're going to talk about all the things we saw, the things we didn't see, and the things we are most excited for. But before we get into that, I'm joined by my two good friends and co hosts. First up, we have.
Hey, what's up, Internet? Foxtail here.
And running out the cast as always.
Ronnie G, the medicine man.
All right, so let's jump right into things with day one. Dave, you want to take us through what we saw in day one?
Certainly, man. Day one, we started off with Ubisoft and Gearbox. Some of the games that got mentioned, well, some of the bigger games that got mentioned that we'll be covering. Rainbow Six Extraction, New Just Dance, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, DLC, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. What did you guys take out of this? Like, what was your big takeaway from this?
I mean, huge Rainbow Six fan, as everybody know. So this Extraction was like highly anticipated. They've been keeping it under wraps kind of for like the last like 3 years. I mean, it was interesting. It looked like something I'll play, especially since we got some live gameplay. It looked like something you just pick up and play with your buddies. Just kind of like one of those horde kind of game modes. We see that happen a lot with games, with with Gears and I think even Halo kind of has like a firefight mode or something like that. So I'm interested. A lot of RPG elements. It seemed like you could level up your characters. They were kind of vague on the system as far as like they kind of said like once you die like everything is gone. I didn't know if they meant like that game or like forever or your character development. I didn't know what that meant. I would kind of like that if like you lose a game, then it's just all lost. Yeah, it looks super interesting. The graphics was pretty damn good. Given that I think they said they ran it on the previous consoles just to prove how good it was. So I'm super excited for it, but I also wish I would have saw some more details, like some menu screens, at least so I could gauge if there's an actual story mode. It don't seem like there is one, but when asked about the story mode, they really didn't give an answer if there was. They basically said there is one, but they never said there was a story mode. So which I thought that was kind of weird. It's kind of like they're saying like, yeah, there's like a reason why there's monsters and zombies and whatever, but we're not sure if it's gonna actually be like a campaign or something like that.
It's like a part two of Siege, or like its own separate like spin-off?
Yeah, it's its own separate spin-off with the characters from Siege. So how the Tom Clancy universe works is that like they're all like in the same universe and they're all kind of just handling different things. So that's kind of how it's always presented. So like for instance, Sam Fisher is in Rainbow Six now, or the video game, because obviously it's one of Tom Clancy's characters. So it's probably like something that happens. So Siege don't have a story mode, but there's like every season they release like obviously a new season, and then it's kind of like a little tidbit of a story. So it was like maybe like it was definitely 3 years ago where they actually had this situation happen where it was like whatever some chemical dropped and it and basically morphed people's bodies or whatever, and then people always said like, oh, it'd be great if it was a game. So then they basically took that one season that had that was like the story of that season and now made it into a whole new game.
He was like,
But
all
it's
right, bet. Let me see
yeah,
what you do with them dollars.
yeah, exactly. That's basically it. Like, oh, y'all love it so much. Like, how would y'all actually buy that? And people was like, I mean, I'll try it. But it looks good. I was playing Siege last night, and a bunch of guys like was like interested, and the other obviously a lot of people aren't because really they play Siege for the tactical environment, obviously PvP. So they're not really into the horror thing. They're like, man, I'll play something else. I'll play Fortnite or something. If that's really what I wanted to do. So it's definitely mixed feelings in the Siege community, but it looks great. It looks like something I play with my friends. It don't look like I would pick up and play by myself. But I said the same thing about man, what's that other Tom Clancy? I can't think of the name. Where
The
I
Division.
do all the Division. There you go. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much. Yeah, that was like another game where I thought I wasn't gonna play on my own, and I want to put in like 40, 50 hours in that game, even if I was playing by myself. So who knows? But it's interesting, but it's definitely not Siege.
Yeah,
But I
this the
definitely like
one
that they're
for
trying.
me. I like that this game is the one for me. So I'm still trying to wrap my mind around. You said the person said that they would play Fortnite before playing this. Like this isn't.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
of all the games that they presented, Ubisoft this year, I was hoping to see, of course, Prince of Persia, the remake that they told us
Yes.
about a couple months ago. But yeah, of all the things, Extraction looks pretty dope for the same reasons you said before. I like, working in a team, doing anything zombie related, anything with horde mode. I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, of all the games, this is definitely on the top of the list.
For me, was that I'm not really a big Ubisoft fan to begin with, but as you guys know, I'm a huge Assassin's Creed Valhalla fan. So like them continuing to support this game is like just all for me. Like I didn't play the latest DLC that dropped, the Wrath of the Druids, and I need to get to that. But the new one that's coming out is the Siege of Paris, which pretty much covers the Vikings battle trying to take over Paris. So it's gonna be like a huge battle, man. Like I'm so excited for this one, dude. Like I said, I still need to play Wrath of the Druids. There's so much. I beat the game, but there's so much more to do. You guys know how they are with these open world games. You beat it, but then there's so many more collectibles to get, so many more like skins to get. It's just so much to do in that. They're bringing some new weapons too, abilities, skills, and gears. So like I'm all excited for that. And then also they talked about the Avatar game, which caught me by surprise because I had no idea this was in development at all. But like seeing it, the graphics look dope, and you can tell this is gonna be like one of those games that's gonna be like so much shit to do. Like the world's gonna be freaking huge, and it's gonna be like so many things to do. And maybe this would be a good time to actually catch up on the movie because I've actually never seen it.
It's not the Disney ride though, so
They said you need to buy the VR headset for that.
exactly. Y'all want to move into day two?
I was about to say about the what you guys thought about the Mario Raven Rabbits. I mean, that was the Ubisoft too.
What was it?
Yeah, I played the regular one. I don't know. I'm not sure if this DLC or is it a part two, but I played the regular one that came out on the Switch, and that game's actually pretty fun, man. I slept on that game forever, man. I would always pass it on the eShop, and like it'll be like $10, 13, 15 every time it's on sale. And I'm like, I'm not buying that shit, bro. This shit looks like it makes no sense. But then you go play that shit, bro. That shit is stupid fun. Kind of like it's like an XCOM game, but like Nintendo style. But it's super fun, man.
Well, I like it too. I actually I played the first one or the original one, I guess I'll say, without the Mario in it. That actually was really fun. Like I actually had a really good time playing it. I agree with you that like it's sneaky fun. So like for me, Mario Tennis was like that. It was like one of those games where I didn't think it was like, oh, like man, this is gonna be stupid. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying it. But as soon as you actually play it, you just find yourself having so much fun doing it. So I just thought that was dope that Mario actually joined that world. You don't see Mario really I mean, obviously Nintendo doesn't really share their characters too much, so you don't really see Mario anywhere else but in his world. So it was actually dope to see him somewhere else and probably having a good old time.
I
But
actually
also,
realized my bad.
no, go ahead.
I'll say I realized at one point, like while watching this whole thing and then watching the Nintendo thing we'll talk about later on, I don't really care for Mario like that. So when I
Right,
saw
No,
this,
bro,
like I like
same.
XCOM, but like it's kind
Same.
of just washes over me. Like when I see
right.
this, if it were something else, and I never really played Rayman either. Like the design looked cool. Like I loved when it came out, but I was just like,
It's one of
Right.
those
I'm good.
games where like you get what like how I did when I got Mario Rabbids for the Switch. I got it because it was like on sale. I had nothing else to play, and I grabbed it, and I'm like, okay, this joint was this. I was sleeping on this joint for a minute, but like it's never a game that I'm gonna go out and look to drop $60 on. It
Right.
doesn't come across my mind till like maybe like a year or two after it's been released.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Like it was nice. Like I said, it was nice and cutesy wootsy to see. I guess to see Mario somewhere else. But it's not like something that was like on my radar, and obviously won't be on my radar to actually like I gotta go get second play this. But it is
Hmm.
nice to see Mario doing something else besides obviously saving the Peach all the time. So it was definitely dope. I would like to see Mario in a lot more other stuff, even though I like looking back, like you just said, Cliff, I don't see myself as like this huge Mario fanboy, even though I do have like the most fondest of memories playing the Mario's that I played over the years. Also to piggyback off not seeing Prince of Persia, that was kind of shocking too, because I was super stoked to see some Prince of Persia action. I thought, I mean, obviously the rumors were circulating around that they was going to show something, they didn't, and also they were talking about remaking the first Assassin's Creed. I mean, maybe we'll see that some other time, but and not seeing that too was actually kind of wild. I don't really care about the Avatar Frontiers thing. I could care less. The movie wasn't that great. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about watching it.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia thing is the biggest shocker to me because it seemed like it was so far along. The videos that
Right.
we saw, the only thing that people were saying is like it looked like an older game. And for me, I didn't really mind the aesthetic. So I understand them going back and touching it up some. But like, how much more work do they need to make this game?
Right.
Don't get me wrong, don't rush it. But I mean, the game is there. You're just remaking it. I would like to see something before the year is out to make sure that the game isn't just being shelved. Because I really do love the franchise. And if they're not going to make a sequel to the CGI game, this is like kind of the next best thing.
I was about to say like by them not showing it at E3, do you think it was a major setback? Like something like they had to
I
fix
think
something
so.
like drastically?
Yeah.
It might be
I'm
either
about.
something with funding. Someone had to shift around some type of like maybe some job titles because of
Hmm.
the backlash that they saw. But if we don't see anything by I will guess the spring, whatever they do for spring, summer type next year, even then, that's kind of like giving them way too much time.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that. It was super weird not to see it because even in the past with E3s, we've seen just CGI. Like for instance, we've seen Cyberpunk CGI for like years, right?
Don't cyberpunk this game, man. We saw this at
I hope
game.
not.
That's where it was
I
the
hope
Game
not.
Awards in like November or December. So it's been 7 months.
Right.
At the latest, give another 6 months. I need to see something at the Game Awards. I need to see
Yeah.
it.
I definitely agree with you. Like it hasn't been that long, but at the same time, we've seen just CGI things. So it's kind of weird to like not even hear a whisper of it. Like I wonder if the reporters that was floating around probably was asking, so what about Assassin's I mean, what about Prince of Persia? And it was like, next slide. Like, like that was it probably was
Yeah.
super awkward for them also to not have it there. But for all we know, they have something up their sleeve for like you said, the Game Awards or something like that. I guess we'll just find out, but it was definitely disappointing not to see that because I was looking forward to that. The last one I played was the one that was cell shaded, and that was fun. So
Yeah, I would say if you don't see something at the Game Awards, then yeah, we should probably be a little worried about this game. So not being at E3 and then not being at the Game Awards, then yeah, it's something's wrong. So we'll see.
maybe they learned their lesson from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you love bringing that game into the field picture, huh?
I just think it was a good lesson for the gaming community, bro. I just think it was a great lesson.
Jumping into day two covered a lot. Some of the bigger names were out there, like Bethesda, Microsoft had their joint thing going on. Square Enix, Warner Bros had their thing going on as well. But let's start with Bethesda and Microsoft. I mean, so much there. So what do you guys take out of it?
Of all the things I saw, of course, Starfield is at the top of the list because of Bethesda making those types of games that I love. Those, Fallout, Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire. I love those types of games that really sit there and really, chew on the story, meet different characters. So I'm excited to see that they, are so far along. It was mostly CGI, just like we said already with the previous game. But, what they're planning on doing is amazing. I mean, this is 25 years in the making. Apparently, this is a story they've been developing for the past 25 years, and that the technology just wasn't available for them to make their vision. So that makes me super excited, as knowing that this team is making a labor of love instead of it just being a cash cow. Of course, number two is going to be, the 18-month cycle, we need to see in part two. But I'm really excited for this game. This stood out the most for me. And just in general, with Game Pass and having these games available to me, I would just say, from seeing that, I've started playing Yakuza because that's available on Game Pass. The Legend of Dragon, Path of the Dragon. I would have never played this game otherwise, but through Game Pass, I have it, and it's great. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Cliff. That's what I'm taking away out of this. Like, out of all the games that dropped, um, Game Pass is the thing that stood out for me. Like, I was talking to you guys about it off air a little while back. I'm getting a PS5. I'm getting a PS5. I'm getting a PS5, not an Xbox. And then they dropped this and everything coming to Game Pass this year, everything coming to Game Pass in the future, and it just kind of leaning me towards the Xbox Series X now. I'm like just solely off of Game Pass, because like to Cliff's point, Halo Infinite is coming out on Game Pass. Forza 5, Redfall, Outer World. These are games I wouldn't go out and spend $60 on. I wouldn't buy, but you guys would, and you guys do play them. So with Game Pass, it's already there, and I have Game Pass. So it'll make me want to play them with you guys more than me going out and spending $60, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
definitely. And that Halo Infinite is free for everybody, which is great. It was a long discussion for games on PlayStation and on Xbox mostly that used to have to pay to play some of these
mhm.
free battle royale games like Call of Duty and Fortnite. So now knowing that this is the big push to make it more accessible to everybody, I'm definitely playing this game, and I'm going to see how many people I can get on board to play this as well.
Yep, like Game Pass is just the one thing that, stood out to me. Is so many games coming out. Like Redfall's coming out for it. The Hades game that's already out for the Switch is coming to Game Pass. You got, like Cliff said, Yakuza, like a dragon. I loaded up Yakuza Zero the other day and I downloaded it. That's a game, like I said, I would never go out and buy it, but it's right there. I have access to it, so why not play it? What's the worst that could happen on Game? You don't like it? Then you just delete it, uninstall it. Now I don't feel like I spent what $60 on this game, and I don't feel bad for it because I didn't like it per se. But yeah, that's the big thing I took out of it.
Yeah, so
Oh my
yeah,
god.
here it
Oh my
comes.
god.
Yeah,
Yep.
y'all want
Hold on, before he
yeah.
go in this thing, he about to go on for like 20 minutes.
I'm about to
Yeah, he
go.
about
I'm
to.
about to go. Oh, rubbing in
You
y'all
you know
faces.
when we was talking, he sitting there licking his lips. He
He's
sitting
sitting there
there.
doing the fucking Birdman
The
Joe with his
Birdman the whole
hands.
time. Going
Birdman hands.
Birdman.
He got the Birdman hands.
I was going Birdman the whole time because I wanted to also throw another fact out there. You know what I'm
That's why
saying?
his ass was so quiet. That's why he
There
ain't
we
saying.
go.
No,
There you go. Go ahead,
I
cook,
was letting y'all cook because I
cook,
knew I was about to destroy you this shit. Listen,
cook.
Starfield looks amazing, bro, and all I got was CGI. And I never heard of this before, so I'm super stoked. It's kind of like the new movie that's about to come out. I just forget what it is, Avengers movie, whatever. That I don't know if nothing about it, so it makes me even more excited for it. And I don't want to know anything. I just want to just load it up and play. But it looked amazing. It looked amazing, and not to mention, it is an Xbox exclusive, baby. What y'all talking? Huh? Huh? Make it simple.
Spider-Man.
No, no,
Listen,
no.
I got Game Pass.
Returnal.
Listen, I live in a world where they can all exist, okay? Now the
Right,
fanboys
right.
out there, I'm sorry for y'all. You know, you
Yeah,
might be a
we
little
could-
sick. I saw the reports online. People are sick about this.
We coexist in this house.
So, listen, as you guys know, I'm a huge Microsoft fan, and go check out the episode. Not sure which one it is, but I called this long time ago about the Game Pass where how I was pushing. And this is what, and the best part about all these games, like Dave said, like if like even if you don't like have the game and had no no idea like I'm going to buy this game, like, I'm not gonna buy this game like to spend $60 to probably play with Joe Schmo from that you play with once a week or something like that. But if it's in your Game Pass, why not, right? And so you have that. You also have the fact that all these games are day one releases on Game Pass too. Like literally, so the game, the day it come out, you don't have to wait to download it. You don't have to wait a week. There's no exclusivity like period. No, the same day it come out, you could download on your Game Pass and actually sit there and play it. And that is a phenomenal deal. Like I've been saying this whole time that Xbox is giving away a phenomenal deal for Game Pass. I think everyone out there, especially if you have an Xbox, should definitely get Game Pass, and you should definitely pay for the year because this price is going to always just constantly go up.
And
It's also
if y'all work at Microsoft, make sure y'all pay my man because he been selling Game Pass for y'all for a while.
Yeah.
facts.
Yep.
How can we get that? Also, we actually got to see the fruits of the Microsoft buying Bethesda, right? So we actually got to
Yep.
see the fruits of that labor about seeing them drop like things like Starfield. We got Redfall, and those yet again Redfall, something we're all excited about. I know we'll definitely jump on that.
All CGI
Another,
too. It's like great concept.
yeah,
I know that's one thing too. I want
right.
to see some gameplay, but it
For
looks
sure.
really good.
Starfield, I don't need this. I don't need to see gameplay because I know you're selling me like you said, like a story. Like I don't need to see too much gameplay because I'll take whatever you give me with that. Kind of like I tell people all the time, the first Mass Effect didn't look that great. I don't care what nobody say. The faces was all like plastic looking stuff. It wasn't the facial recognition thing wasn't that great, but it was like no one complains about that, right?
My only thing with
So
Redfall is that we also got Back for Blood coming out and Extraction.
but-
That's my only things.
Yeah.
I
Right,
see
right.
what you're saying for Starfield because it's going to be pretty unique, and plus we know
Yeah.
Bethesda, they're tried and true, that we trust them. But for
Right.
Redfall, it's like,
Yeah, Redfall.
how does
yeah,
that translate?
I agree with you. How does it translate like gameplay wise? I mean, we got to see CGI, so like, okay, this is a great cartoon, but where's the gameplay? Because I need to see how this actually works in practicality, right? Like, because I don't want to play Fortnite, and I'm being honest here. I really don't want to play Fortnite. That's the first thing I said when we were all talking about this like a couple days ago. Like, I do not want to play Fortnite. So if this game is like Fortnite, they can cancel me out. They could just legit cancel me out. But yet again, another exclusive, another day one download from on the if you have the Game Pass. So seeing the fruits of the labor from Microsoft by purchasing Bethesda, and that one question everybody had was like, will games be exclusive? Now that we have like an answer to that, that's actually kind of like now. I mean, hats off to Microsoft for actually pulling that off. I mean, are we gonna see an Oblivion like exclusive? Probably not. If I had to be honest, probably not. But all their other IPs and indie things that they're probably working on, yeah, that's probably coming over here. But Halo looked amazing. Not really a huge Forza player, but I'm not sure what that one game was. That one racing game. None of us could think of the name of it, but it was like wow, everything was going on. Like bikes was everywhere, ATVs and everything. That actually looked
Oh
really
yeah, like
cool.
that like the extreme sports game, look like SSX and Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah,
cool.
that looks super cool. Yeah, that looks super cool. Outer Worlds 2, I played the first one, and per my understanding from what I googled, I'm like probably like 2/3 of the way through the game. The story's not that long, but
I'm glad
it's
you brought up
good.
that Outer Worlds too. Is I messaged in the Discord. I think it's too soon for a part 2. I think they should keep
That was the
supporting
joke
part 1.
of the trailer though. I had to watch the
Right.
trailer again, but they talk about like most companies release game trailers way too
Hmm.
soon. We don't even know what
Right.
we're gonna do yet. So it was kind of like a tongue in cheek, John. After
Right.
looking back at it again,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I'm about to say, because
Yeah,
Outer
dude.
Worlds 2 just came out like a year or two ago. Outer Worlds
Yeah.
1.
From my understanding from is that like the first one, which was super buggy anyway, was kind of like why instead of fixing like how we say about Dead by Daylight, instead of fixing all this, won't you just make it Dead by Daylight 2? That's from my understanding, that's basically what they did. Instead of just doing all this stuff like adding all this DLC and all this stuff, they just made a second one. So I'm not the biggest a fan of it. It was okay, like it was like a Oblivion Borderlands kind of game. It was okay, but I know this game has a huge following and definitely a huge cult following, and it's I don't know why people love it so much, but hey, hats off to them. But Microsoft Bethesda, that was amazing. That blew me away. That was probably the showcase of the whole thing, and not even just me fanboying. Square
But
Enix is coming through.
yeah, Bethesda, Microsoft probably stole the show with that one. But let's jump right into Square Enix. Some of their titles got the Final Fantasy Origins, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Black Panther expansion for the Marvel Avengers game. What do you guys think of this? Me personally, I was disappointed, but I'm gonna let you guys cook.
disappointed. Just of course, once again, no Kingdom Hearts. Every time Square Enix comes up, I want to see something about Kingdom Hearts. They just shut down one of the mobile games, and Dark Road, or I think it's Dark Seeker,
Mm-hmm.
is the next story. We learn more about these characters after waiting so long for Kingdom Hearts 3. 12 years just to take my soul out of my body, and then the next year you don't give me anything. So I gotta sit with this for another how long, Square Enix? How long do you want me to wait for
Bro,
this
I
shit?
don't know if you got this, but they showed the trailer and they mentioned the word hearts like over and over again, and I started getting like freaking fanboy. Started like getting up on my
Like,
seat.
is this
Well, this gotta be
Yozora?
Kingdom Hearts. I was like, this gotta be Kingdom Hearts. This gotta be Kingdom Hearts. But then I forgot what it was. It didn't end up, and I was just like so disappointed with it,
You
man.
gotta hear about
But
Yozora. There's all these other things we could do, and I forgot what else from Square Enix I wanted to see. But the things that we did see that I like was the Babylon's Fall.
hmm
Since we've seen the trailer, I found that it was a free to play game. It's a game as a service, so that's kind of bringing down my enthusiasm a bit. But it is a 4 player and multiplayer beat 'em up hack and slash game. So I do like that. I do want something like that. But I think that all the microtransactions and potential like loot boxes that was mentioned about it will ruin it for me. The Chaos game, The Strangers of Paradise. I
Bruh,
think it was
the chaos game. Yep.
Now that's like a Souls type because that was created by Team Ninja, the folks who brought us Ninja Gaiden. So it's in good hands. The trailer or the demo is actually live now. I've got to download it until the 24th. So if you want to check that out, it was broken yesterday when I did try it. But
Yeah.
there is a demo available for this game. I want to try it out. It's a Souls type game in the Final Fantasy universe. One of the few official spin-off games. I think the last one I can think of is Dirge of Cerberus. Then you have
Mhm.
this one here. But yeah, that's
Sir.
how I feel about that one.
But yeah, The Stranger in Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origins. The trailer just made me just like not want to play this game. Like I heard the word chaos like a million times. Like I never heard that word so much in that one day, man. It just had me going around the house just saying chaos for no damn reason. But apparently, yeah, the demo dropped that day, and apparently it was just like so buggy. It'll let you download it, but it wouldn't let you play. And from like what hearing Cliff said, if it didn't work yesterday, so it's been a couple days now where it's not working. So that's not they're really not off to a good start there. To Cliff's point, disappointed with no Kingdom Hearts, but I really wasn't expecting it. But it would have been dope to see it. I remember when they made the DLC, the first DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, they did say that they weren't going to be making any more DLC for the Kingdom Hearts 3. So it would have had to been like a new mobile game or like a new game in general if they announced anything. But overall, just like seeing Square Enix and not seeing anything. Like, we did see Final Fantasy stuff related, like Origins, like the Chaos, like we mentioned, but like not seeing anything from Final Fantasy 16, not seeing the part 2 of the Final Fantasy 7 remake was like a huge disappointment. But instead, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, which the graphics didn't really didn't look too great to me, and then the dialogue would be like the thing that turned me off from the game. It's like to Ron's point where like all the smart ass dialogue that you get that you just hate.
Oh, you know
Like he
it's
always
full of
brings up.
this game, but that's his character, Peter Quill. Oh
Mhm.
man, it's gonna be full of that shit. So don't even buy it, bro. Don't even do it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not gonna buy it because that dialogue would just be enough. But the main reason why I wouldn't buy this game because it said you get to play as Peter Quill, or I don't know if they meant only as Peter
Yeah,
Quill, so I
only.
can't play as.
It's been
Yeah,
confirmed as
see, so,
only. The only thing you could do
so,
with the other
so
characters are like team up moves.
why would I buy that and not buy Avengers, where I could play with
Right.
anyone I want, basically? And to me, this doesn't need to be its own game. Like this could have been DLC for Marvel's Avengers. So like I don't know. Like I felt like some of their efforts should have went elsewhere. Like or maybe like putting more efforts into Avengers, like they did with the Wakanda expansion, or like making another Kingdom Hearts game. But instead, we get like Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's just like I don't know, man. I was just hugely disappointed with this. But I would say one bright side, I do want to play that Life is Strange remaster collection, so I am looking forward to that. So I'll give them credit for that.
I know Bugsy getting that one too. As far as the, like you said, the Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought it was an expansion too, because Marvel Avengers need the help. I did
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of stuff in this that I didn't even know existed. All the DLC with like Kamala being a villain, the scientist supreme. That looks dope as fuck. But I just know if I try to play it again, and I've tried, I've really tried to play this game, it's going to disappoint me. Maybe this Black Panther DLC, they'll fix something and just do it for me. I'm just looking at this list now of things that they make. No Outriders information. They just kind of dropped that game. That's that's their game. And then we didn't get the new Replicant game. We didn't see anything about that. And no Tomb Raider. So those are the
Yep.
things that was kind of
Ooh,
missing.
I didn't
That's what I'm
notice
saying. Like they have so many titles like to work with and to announce, but instead we get Guardians of the Galaxy where you get to only play as one character, which is basically just you're just playing Avengers just with the Guardians.
If
It's
that
just
game is successful, I will say it does look dope. But if the Avengers game was this and it was a single player game, it would have been amazing. If they would have did this with the Avengers and just made a single player or put other characters in here. But yeah, I just don't care for the Guardians enough to buy this
Mhm.
game.
Thank you. Same.
Yeah, I fully agree. I watched this with no voice and no context at the Prestige Sunday. And at first I was like yelling and screaming, like, "Oh my god, that looks so great!" And then when I actually watched the trailer myself, I was like, "Ooh, yeah," because I can't take that dialogue, man. It would get under my skin. And I don't understand why you only can play with one character. Because if I then they shouldn't be calling it Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like should have been like Quill's Adventure or something like that. Like because now you just misleading me because
Yeah,
I
but
felt
you
like
gotta but you gotta distinguish yourself from Avengers. So like, if you're able to switch character, trust me, I'm not trying to defend this thing, but I guess this is the only thing that makes sense. If you keep switching characters, then why not just play with Avengers? Why not get
right,
Avengers instead of getting Guardians? So I guess
right.
that's the only reason why. But
I hear you, but what if I wanted the Avengers? What if I loved Avengers and I wanted to play Guardians of the Galaxy with the
that's what I'm
same?
saying. This should have just been expansion for the Avengers instead of being its own standalone game. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the Square Enix was definitely a letdown. The only I guess high note from that was the Life is Strange one. But I also I forgot all about Tomb Raider. That's actually kind of wild that we didn't get a new Tomb Raider yet. As missing as always that I'm always looking forward to that I keep hearing rumblings and rumors is Chrono Trigger. Obviously none of
Yeah.
that. Super wild that we didn't get none of that.
No
Also,
Dino Crisis.
oh, wasn't that Capcom?
Yeah, that'd be
Oh, that was
Capcom.
Capcom. Yeah, that's Capcom. My bad.
And Parasite Eve is another one that I keep
Mm.
I keep crying and crying and crying over. Like
Games that will print money. They don't
hey,
want
money. That is
money. It's like they
dude.
don't want my
They,
dollars.
they don't want your money, dude. I s- I
They
s- I
want
don't.
to prove that they can make money off of other games, like off of,
But it's
like I
funny though,
guess,
because the
new
movies are
games.
separate. We want the shit that we games, yo. We don't know what we want as nerds, bro.
That's true. That's true. But like I said before, I'm not as everyone know, I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. But I keep saying, dude, if they really wanted money, all they have to do is keep pumping out content. Like give you a deal, give me a DLC, give me a new character every 6 months, or give me a new game every 2 years, and people just buy it. Like
I'd buy
right?
the
So
Coliseum and get like a season pass to fight the Coliseum in Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
3. Are you kidding me?
100%. That's what I'm saying. So they have Square Enix has so many missed opportunities, and Parasite Eve and Chrono Trigger is definitely one of them. And now that you mentioned Tomb Raider, now I'm super bummed about that. To just realize, wait a second, like it's been a minute since we got a Tomb Raider. So yeah, definitely a letdown. Life is Strange. I beat the first one, halfway through the second one. So I've always said it's a good game. It's story driven, obviously, but the new one, True Colors, that actually looked
Yep.
really really good. And I don't know enough about the second game because it's kind of like, and I know you don't like him, Dave, but it's kind of like a M Night Shyamalan kind of thing, where like they give you a twist towards the end of the whole like the story.
Mm.
Obviously, I'm not gonna ruin anything. So I'm assuming what I know about the second one, it's gonna like fall on his face and be something completely different. So nothing was ruined for me as far as like watching the third one. You know how that works sometimes, where you see like it's the third installment, you're like, oh man, like I know too much, I don't want to play it now. But that's actually not the case with Life is Strange, because the ending still is not revealed unless you go hunt it out, obviously, unless you go looking for it.
Yeah, it just sucks hearing these big names like you see Bethesda, Microsoft. They're heavy hitters. They're big names in this company, and they delivered. And then you get the Square Enix, and they have so many titles. To your point, like the name of the game of all this is making money, so why not, you know, bring out what makes money? But then the Cliff Point, we don't know what we want, so who knows? But Warner Bros is in this with Back for Blood. I know we all been hyped for this. We all love the Left 4 Dead series, and this is like a little spin-off. So I'm sure we all like want to get this game. But like, what are your thoughts on it?
PvP is confirmed. It has PvP like Left 4 Dead 2, which, like I said before, is still thriving. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, and it's coming to Game Pass. So like I said, I probably wouldn't have bought. I like Left 4 Dead games. I like it, but I probably wouldn't buy them because you guys know I'm not like a first-person shooter game due to like nausea and whatnot, all that spinning around. But like once again, Game Pass. So I'm gonna get it. It's right. It's gonna be right there.
I'm
Yep,
excited for
and
that.
it's on PC. It's gonna be right in front of me. So why not?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I didn't think it was a buy for me, but if you're gonna give it to me, I mean, I'm gonna play it,
And
right?
yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't going to buy it 100%. I mean, if you guys would have got it, obviously I'd have probably caved and bought it so we could play. But I wasn't going to buy it. But since you're going to give it to me, yeah, I'm definitely excited now. Yeah, let me play. Let me play. Yeah.
hmm Jumping into day three, we'll just jump right into it. One of our favorite game companies, Capcom. Some big things from them: Resident Evil DLC in development, Monster Hunter Stories. No, sorry, wrong one. Great Ace Attorney and whatnot. So, what do you guys think of this?
The Monster Hunter stories too. Every time I see it, they're selling me. I think it's because of the exposure. The QT characters is like Pokemon. You can level up and you can do stuff online with your friends too. You said that you're interested in you might get it, and Bugsy she's getting it, so this might be a definite buy for me. I'm mostly disappointed in Capcom overall. Two things: Mega Man and Street Fighter. No new Mega Man. Give me Mega Man Legends, Tron Bond, something, Mega Man X, the original series. I just need more Mega Man. And as far as Street Fighter, what are we doing next after 5? I mean, is there a new update? You told us what characters we were going to get a while ago. Costumes, something. They could have gave us some more stuff with Street Fighter. So I'm really disappointed with not seeing those two things. But yeah, like you said, Village, I'm happy to see the DLCs coming out for that. I know that they supported 7 for a long time. Very substantial, very really cool DLC. I've watched people play on YouTube and stuff. And then the RE Verse game that's been pushed back because that was supposed to come with Village, I believe. But there was like some bugs and stuff. So that's supposed to be coming out, I think, in another month or two. So they did show that that's still, they're still working on that. They didn't just shelf it.
But Resident Evil Village DLC, I'm all for that. They didn't say what it was. They just said it was in development, and that's enough for me to get excited. RE Verse, I'm definitely gonna try that out since, like, to Cliff's point, it did come with the game, so I'm definitely gonna try it. Like to Ron's point again, like it's in front of me, so why not play? Monster Hunter Stories, like I didn't care for this the first time I seen it. I didn't care for it the second time I seen it. I didn't care for it the third time I seen it. But like they kept shoving this shit down my throat, and I'm like, you know what? I think I might get this shit, bro. So
That's why they
like,
pair it with Rise. I think that's why they did it.
but depending on if I'm still going hard on Rise, I probably won't get this because doing 2 Monster Hunter games just probably wouldn't be for me. I'll just get it'll oversaturated. So it really depends on where I'm at with Monster Hunter Rise. But Grace Ace Attorney, it looked okay, but it's just doesn't look like it's a game for me. It looks like one of those games that like it looks like the music fire. I don't know if it is or not. It just looks like it is, and it just end up putting me asleep and whatnot. So I'll probably stay away from that. But like, yeah, no Mega Man. I wanted to see some Devil May Cry. Didn't see it. I mean, the last game we had Devil May Cry 5. I think that was like 2.5 years ago, something like that. So, I mean, the new Devil May Cry would have been nice, some DLC, but like no Street Fighter 2. I mean, that's their go-to, and not seeing that to Cliff's point is just kind of. And I'm not a really big fighting game fan, but I could definitely see that being a hurt piece for like some people.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of disappointed in the Capcom, but I also felt like they didn't have much to show. and that's probably no fault of their own. They're probably just not really developing much. But I mean, I haven't played the Resident Evil Village yet, but I'm actually super excited though that they have DLC coming out for it soon. That means that's let me know they're going to support it. As Cliff said, they supported 7 for a grip. So definitely excited about that. From things I didn't see no Dino Crisis, and I know I say that every time, but no Dino Crisis. Super disappointing. I'm so tired of hearing, and I know it's mostly fan based rumors, but I'm so tired about I guess hearing about it. I don't know what the holdup is. I feel like they're just sitting on that. I definitely would have liked to have seen the Mega Man, even though I'm not the biggest of Mega Man fans. But it'd just be nice to actually see that that's not something that I just forgot about. And I was shocked to see No Dead Rising. That was actually something that I thought.
Ooh, didn't even think of
Don't even
that.
remind me of that. I'm thinking of shit they didn't mention. No Power Stone either. I know it's kind of
No
that's come out
Power
of
Stone.
nowhere.
Yeah, I was about to
Rival
say no
schools.
Power Stone.
Ugh, I'm just hurt, bro. Let's just
That's
move
a
on.
hurt piece, bro. Capcom is like they thrive off of fighting games, bro, and like there was nothing there for like
Right.
fighting games. It was, I don't know, it
Yeah.
was just mind boggling to me.
Yeah, as Cliff just said, I was about to say that no Power Stone. We actually had I'm pretty sure we got confirmed Power Stone remake. What was that like last year, right? I'm pretty sure it was
It was
confirmed.
something Power Stone related. I remember we were
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
going
we
crazy
did an
over it.
episode. We did almost a whole episode. I felt like, but yeah. So it was super wild not to see that. I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to Dead Rising, and I'm always finger crossing for Dino Crisis. Didn't get that. I never played the Ace Attorney games, but I do hear they're phenomenal. So it's nice to see that's coming out again. Um, but yeah, other than that, if I had to just grade them, I feel like they let me down because I didn't see what I wanted to see. So that's just a fan in me. But I feel like I just feel like they didn't have much to show. That's what I feel. I feel like they're probably not developing much. Resident Evil just dropped, so they probably didn't have much to show to begin with. Is what I'm thinking. Hopefully they're like in the backgrounds, like working on Dino Crisis as hard as they can, day in and day out, to make it the best RPG open world shooter platformer game in the world.
You got to think about too their fiscal years too. Now that you mention it, those games might come out and they might develop them or talk about them at a Tokyo Game Show. They also do a
Right.
lot of big stuff there with Capcom,
Yes.
and they're still writing off that Village and Monster Hunter. So I kind of get it.
Right.
So we need to see something huge next year for them to write off whatever 2 games. I feel as though like Capcom had like 3 or 4 games that they could have each year, but now it seems to
Right.
just be like these 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If I'm not mistaken, we got the Resident Evil drop. It was at the Japanese Tokyo. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear more there. As before, as everybody know with E3, it used to be just in 3 days, and now everybody has their own presentations. So and people save things to trickle out for the whole year. Because you want to just stay in the news topic. So I won't be surprised they drop stuff later. But I don't think that they had really anything to go off of. And they're on the ticket, right? So they got to show up.
Hmm.
So they probably just
Hmm.
showed what they had. It was like, hey, it ain't much, but this is what we got though. And that's what I felt like it was. Like we don't have much, but here it is. Um, I don't think
Speaking
Square
of
Enix has
showing what we had, man, I'm about to roast somebody for day 4. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Anyway, so we get on to day 4. We're gonna break this up into Nintendo and Bandai Namco. We'll start off with Nintendo. Me personally, I think they stole the show. I thought they were the winners of E3. Between them or Bethesda and Microsoft, but like I'm gonna go with Nintendo. They mentioned games like Metroid Dread. I know everyone's been waiting for a new Metroid game. Here it is. Breath of the Wild 2 they announced. Kazuya the Smash Bros. I know my boy
That
Shadow.
was
He excited for that. I don't know why you had to do Kirby like that, but whatever, bro. But yeah, go ahead and man, cook.
that was so good, bro. Because Kazuya is a big troll in all fighting games. He threw his son off a
Mhm.
cliff, bro, and I think his pops threw him off once. It's just a family of trauma. We should probably go and talk about Tekken because all you can think of is just King drop kicking people and Kazuya throwing his son off the edge. But anyways, watch their trailer. It's hilarious. Kazuya's in here. Uh, Came out of left field. I mean, people were wanting all other types of characters to come in here. Sora going back to Square Enix, breaking my heart once again. But I'm glad
Right.
he's here. His move set looks cool. They show him fighting Ryu. This is the second time we've seen them fight, clash in a game. Now we can see him fight like Cloud. We could do all these different fantasy battles. So this is like a really cool time for one to have this game and to be a gamer because you can see all these like fantasy matchups. So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah. Same thing. I know Cliff's been starting playing Smash Bros. More. He probably trashed me right now, but I'm gonna jump back into it. I get to pick Joker now because I played Persona. I can't get roasted no more, but definitely gonna start playing this again and definitely pick up Kazuya when it drops. Breath of the Wild 2 got announced, and I was so hyped for that, even though we didn't really see too much of it. Funny thing is, they do have a title for the game, but they haven't announced it yet because I think they would say like if they announce it, they would know it'll let you know what the game's about, and they don't want to do that yet. But my sleeper game from all this is that Fatal Frame that got announced, Made in the Blackwater. They're remastering it from the Wii and bringing it over to the Switch. So I'm super excited to finally be able to play a Fatal Frame game on the Switch, man.
Yeah, jump scares and poltergeist, especially Japanese ghosts. You got that, bro. I've always like respected this series from afar, and then they have one of their like assist characters is from Fatal Frame. In Smash Bros. That's as close as I'm gonna get to the damn franchise. Sleeper hit for
Yeah,
me. Well, not really a sleeper, but Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is the grandfather of the Persona series, which is most popular here in America. But as soon as you see this game, you know exactly why it would be super successful. It's a turn-based RPG game. It's the fifth one with the number on in the franchise. It's been around for maybe 35 years or something like that. But I'm excited to play this game. It doesn't have all the like relationship stuff like in Persona, but the battle system's the same, and of course the story is super edgy. And of course I can't wait to save Japan again.
Yeah, man. Now to mention it, I don't know, Persona Strikers, it's on sale on the eShop right now for like $38. So I don't know. I might have to watch some trailers. I might cop up on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too much of a huge Nintendo fan, as we already said. So I really, I really don't, I guess, care too much
You might
about
grab
what
this
they know.
Metroid though.
But I was about to say, but the Metroid, all right, now I like shooters, so the Metroid kind of did catch my attention, and not to mention I am a fan of Metroid, but I didn't like the GameCube one, the 3D one, so there's that. But I do love 2D scrolling Metroid a lot. I used to play it on the DS and Game Boy Advance like nobody's business, which is well, there's nothing Nintendo that like didn't drop that I didn't like. I was like, oh my god, they didn't drop that, but I kind of was shocked to not see Animal Crossing. I feel like we see Animal Crossing, even though one just dropped. What was that, like last year? Maybe a year and
Yeah,
a half
big
ago.
expansion or something. They could have done something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I was expecting some type of expansion, maybe a handheld version of it or something like that. They didn't give me that, so that was the only thing that I really sat there and was like, wow, no Animal Crossing. That's kind of wild. That we didn't get that. Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, I didn't play the first one, but I do love Zelda. I just don't have a Nintendo to actually sit there and be excited for these things either. But the Fatal Frame was super interesting. I never played the original. I never played, but I heard a lot of good things about it. And every time this is two games that always get mixed up, and I don't know why. So Fatal Frame, now that I have a visual I can see, and Clock Tower. You remember Clock Tower, Dave?
Yeah,
Clock
Clock Tower
Tower
is my shit with
Scissors,
Scissor
yeah.
Man chasing you.
Yeah, so that's another game. I always get these two mixed up. Like I always get these two mixed up. So now that we do Clock Tower 2, isn't that Capcom? Surprised they ain't do nothing with that either. But yeah, so I'm super excited to actually see Nintendo drop some new. Well, it's not new, but some newer games. You get tired of seeing Mario, Metroid, Pikachu all the time. So yeah, I'm definitely always on the lookout when they have something like new and fresh that's coming out. Obviously, the Zeldas and Mario's and stuff, just pencil them in for 10 out of 10s, right? They're always amazing. They're always great. I feel like Nintendo's problem most of the time is that they don't really drop more IPs. Like Pikmin, like they could make another one of those. I know that's a fan favorite. But other than that, I mean, they can give me another Mario Tennis. I'll take that. That's fly.
Oh, they got that Mario Golf. It looked pretty
Yeah.
cool. You can run and stuff. I know that like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Mario games. If they did this with Sonic or other, I would be all over it. And
Right.
then the last thing I wanted to say we didn't see was Bayonetta 3.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Bayonetta
I don't know if you
Bayonetta.
guys
yeah.
played
Wow,
these
I
games,
forgot
but I
about that.
love Bayonetta 1 and 2. It's actually one of my mains is Smash Brothers, so just be prepared
Oh,
for
okay,
that.
now I know who to
Just
train up
one,
again.
just one.
Training.
DK all day.
Oh my god, you gonna slap motherfuckers into the ground, bro. OP has.
I
But
just they announced it 2 years ago. I think 2019 is when they announced that Bayonetta 3 was still being made. They made like a little joke about it, and there's no Bayonetta 3. So what's up with games in part threes? Am I the only one? They just don't come out.
Yeah,
They just don't
yeah,
want to do them.
that is wild. I forgot all about that. That's actually super crazy. You said it. Like, there's probably so many Nintendo games that like there's one that I always think of, and I know it's tied up in litigation. I want to get into it, but the Zombie Ate My Neighbors. That's another game that I always say like, man, they could that would be so good in this new
I want to
age.
say that's Capcom though.
And so it's long story short, Capcom like bought it and then sold it to Konami or something like that, but they own like half of it. So it's basically tied up in litigation. It's basically like it's two people's game. Put it like that. It's just two people own the rights to the game, but neither one of them can make a game about it.
Sound like Spider-Man to me.
Yeah, it's basically sound like that's it's basically like that. But like one, you basically can, but they can't make it without the other one's permission. The other one's like, well, I can't make it unless you let me make it. So it's stupid. But like, so that's like I can't really think of things off the top of my head ever about like what Nintendo has just in the tuck that we just don't get to see. But I would definitely like for them to stretch out just a little bit away from the Mario, Pikachu, Zelda. I would love for them to just step out of their comfort zone a little bit and make some more original IPs. It don't have to be first-person shooters. I know that's not their stilo, but just make just something, no one could ever say Sony doesn't try. Whether you play their first-party games or not, no one could ever say they don't try. And the same goes for like Microsoft. Even though they make a bunch of games that kind of seem the same that no one really plays, but you can't say they didn't try. And I feel like Nintendo never tries. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I would love to see just one E3. We go watch E3, and it's just a brand new, fresh game that we've never seen before. Some new IP that they're working on, and I would love to see that.
Yeah, you're right about that. They do cruise on the same characters. I mean, we could see a new Star Fox. We did see that Metroid, which is a step in that direction. It seems like Zelda and Link is like prime right now. We've seen the Hyrule Warriors, Breath of the Wild.
It's the last time we get a Metroid, and I hate to say it was the GameCube one, but that's the last one I could think of.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, besides that one, people wanted Prime 2 or Prime 3 for a long time. So this is like kind of a step in that direction. I mean, we haven't seen a Star Fox in who knows how long.
Forever. Yep.
So I would love
like a really fleshed out Kirby game. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, they got.
Or like some completely new, like you said. Like, let's get a new character. That'd be nice.
Yeah, let me get somebody new in the forefront, or give us, or expand on one universe you already have, maybe or something. I can't, but just give me something fresh and new. That's the only thing. I mean, yet again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, Splatoon. But that's what the one I'm thinking of. They did have a new character, but there's no Splatoon 3. That's the other thing people were looking for.
Okay. There was another one that they had too, where it was a colorful game, and you was a guy, you was walking around punching people, and they was talking about banning it because it was too violent for Nintendo.
Oh, you're talking about the ARMS.
The ARMS, is that what it is?
ARMS. ARMS.
Oh, it really is just called ARMS.
It is really is just called ARMS.
Because you threw one of the characters off the edge too. He kicked their arm off the side. I remember now.
Yeah. So, give me something. I know they tried with that one and didn't work out or whatever, but just try Nintendo, please. But that's the only thing that's always my pet peeve every single year with Nintendo. It's like, dude, just try, because I know what to expect. It becomes so predictable, and yet again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, you guys pulling in billions of dollars with these same characters, like, don't listen to me. But it would definitely be nice for me, who's not like a Nintendo stan, to actually be like, oh man, you know what? I might buy a Switch to play that. I don't know what that is. Then to be like, all right, if I buy a Switch right now, then I know my options are Legend of Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, right? Like that, Metroid now, like.
It's a lot more than that.
I mean,
those are the ones that they really been cruising off the last maybe 10 years, 15 years.
There's more than that. I'm obviously putting them in the box, but there's more. But I always feel like that's the only ones that they push, and I feel like, and I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm quite sure there's a plethora that they're just sitting on that they could just do something about. Obviously, they're trying to do, I guess, bring back Metroid. I don't know why bring back Metroid. It should already be in the forefront. But Nintendo, so in that aspect, Nintendo always lets me down. Every single year, they always lets me down because of that.
You know what let me down? Bandai Namco. We were supposed to get like nothing for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I guess this is my fault. This is my fault for believing that they were going to make a fighter style My Hero Academia game. That's my fault, because people were saying that was going to happen. There was leaks, and it's the YouTubers' fault. YouTubers and Twitter people. I blame y'all, because I'll have my hopes up high. And I caught up on the anime and everything for today, and I am hurt.
He put time into this, but man, give me my fucking open world Naruto, please. For fuck's sakes, please. You came out with a damn One Piece. One Piece. Nobody wanna play that damn game. One Piece. But give me my open world Naruto, and I will be good, man. But you guys don't want to do it. You know what? Speaking of trying, did y'all even try at E3? Y'all came with one damn game. What was it?
And it was an update, something House of Ashes.
It was an update for House of Ashes for the for that. What was that game? That game they already made, the Dark Pictures anthology. It's a part 3 basically. Come on, man. That's what you come with? Really?
That's
it
what's
was
You
it.
come with that, bro? Like,
I didn't even know that.
y'all the losers of the whole damn thing. Y'all lost E3 single-handedly. Y'all came with one game.
That's it. No fighters update. Fuck the My
Nothing,
Hero
bro.
thing.
Like,
Just come on.
Also, isn't Bandai Dark Souls?
yep.
Yeah, so no Dark Souls. Yeah, that's actually disappointing too. Dark Souls 2
No
came
Dark
out.
Souls, no Bloodborne Part
Yeah,
2, no.
Dark Souls literally
Bro.
came out, if I'm not mistaken, like 5 years ago. Dark Souls 3,
Yep.
4 years ago. So that's actually kind
Oh,
of
Part
wild.
3
Oh,
was
they're
gonna be
they're
the
doing
last one.
Elden Ring. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That company,
Elden
right? It's
Ring.
the one that they're writing with J.R. The person who did. I'm getting it wrong. Game of Thrones, right? That guy,
What was his name? I forgot his name.
J.R.R. Martin. I think that's him.
Yeah,
or
R.R.
Lord of the
Martin.
Rings. One of those two guys. They're
Yeah.
making the game within this Elden Ring. It looks pretty dope. I think you guys would enjoy it.
Yeah,
Man.
I did see that. I actually didn't know that was Bandai until you just told me that. So I guess I'll give him a slight pass. But still, man, Dark Souls,
not me.
Dark Souls. It's still been like 5 years.
He want
bro.
that Naruto game like
Yeah,
Kakarot.
bro. I've been, bro. Yes, exactly.
I'm not a Naruto fan, but I remember that one they dropped on the Xbox that was like kind of open world. That actually was fun. I actually put a lot of hours into that game. That actually was fun.
Yeah, they had two of them. They had Naruto and Wade the Ninja, and then Naruto Broken Bonds. And I can't even get one three consoles later. Okay.
Yeah,
But we can get One Piece. Okay.
My boy
yeah.
hurt.
I'm with Dave. I'm with Dave on this one. Even though I don't play it, you guys know I dunk on Naruto all the time. But that game was fun. So that's well, man. That's so wild that we're just saying like make this and I'll buy it, and they're like, nah, we're good. Like that's so wild.
Yeah, because we not the only ones thinking this, bro.
That's true.
Like
Listen,
multiply us by like millions, bro.
Yeah, dude, I truly feel like if they made Dino Crisis right now, I feel like they would sell millions of copies, bro. And the same thing goes for Parasite Eve. You have no idea. There's like a whole website about signing petitions for Parasite Eve to get remade or just make a new one, and they haven't done anything. The last time they did something with Parasite Eve was like the PSP, like 10 years ago, and it wasn't even a game. It wasn't even a spiritual successor. It has nothing like the original. It was just like called Parasite Eve. Super wild. But yeah, so that's super disappointing. Got a bunch of honorable mentions. Good, D. Mention all these game and Xbox exclusives.
What I did earlier, Ron.
No, that's
He just
want to
gloat. He just want to gloat.
All right, man. So I'll just go ahead. Stalker 2 looked great. That looked great as I like FPSs. I never played the first one. If I'm not mistaken, it was on a PC only, and now we're going to get it on Xbox and PC only. Xbox and PC only. I'm here, Dave. Didn't you like?
You acting like the PS4 or PS5 ain't got nothing good, bro.
Let me finish, man. Come on, man.
You gonna stop
Yeah,
this
come on, man.
shit.
Dave, didn't you like the Plague Tale game?
Yeah, they got part 2 coming out.
Oh, the
Xbox
rats, that sea
exclusive.
rats. When I saw that shit gross, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front you. I tried to play it, and I was like, you know what? But that's supposed to be that's another like Xbox exclusive. It's on the Game Pass, obviously day one. It was a couple other like odds and end ones that I didn't really watch too much of. Party Animals, like I have no idea what that was. I thought it was Viva Pinata, but it's not. And
I forgot about Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata, that jump on. But yeah, it was definitely in my opinion, Microsoft embeds the show overall. But I feel like I said, Capcom, I feel like they had anything to show. I feel like Nintendo don't have anything to show if it's not their normal 3-4 guy lineup. So this E3 was kind of lackluster in my opinion. No big wows.
Yeah, a lot of the like bigger companies, like they're super short, like Square Enix. I mean, that thing was like 20, 30 minutes.
Man.
Capcom was super short. The Nintendo was kind of short too, but I don't know. I guess
probably spread
obviously
them
we're in different times right now, so.
What you think about Psychonauts, Cliff? I know you love that game. I forgot all about that just now.
It looks cool. I mean, I definitely got to go back and finish it up. It's one of those games I played, but probably got to maybe 10 more hours till I beat the game.
Right.
So I definitely got to go back and play that. Yeah, it looks great. I love that type of, anything with psychology, with kids and, got to fight and go against crazy monsters and shit. This looks great.
Yeah, I never played the first one, but I heard really good things about it. But I knew you did. But it looked.
Oh, and
okay
he
to
still
me.
got the better exclusives.
Yeah, sure. And but another one I mentioned that I've recently become a fan of the turn-based ones is Age of Empires. I know this was like a huge thing. Obviously, we don't really follow that world, but apparently it was like that Age of Empires 4 was like apparently a really big thing in the turn-based community. So now
My
I'm
friend Josh
excited.
is hyped for it. It's like
Yeah,
kind of kissing the surface of like the things I like with the whole XCOM and games like this.
right,
Kind of like that, but it's a
right.
way more tactical, way more with the numbers, like the Commander games.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
this might be the one to bring me into it.
yeah. So and that's exactly where I was going with it too. So I've recently become like, I mean, I've always liked Civ, but I've recently been playing it a lot. Not the past month, but like this most recent when it came out, I played it uh, a lot, and so I'm definitely looking more like leaning more towards playing this one. I haven't played any of the Age of Empires, but this seems like this will be the one that's gonna pull me in, to actually give it a chance, give it a try.
Oh, final thing too, at least for me, will be Diablo 2, the remake for Diablo 2.
Mhm.
Yes,
Looks great. You can do
Yeah.
up to 8-player raids and dungeons. I don't know what else they're updating. My first Diablo game was Diablo 3, but I understand the importance of Diablo 2. Like I've seen the stuff on Reddit, I watched the videos, all the stuff on XPlay back in the day when they talked about it. So I just never had a PC to play it. So I'm super
right.
excited to try this out with all the updates. And they did the side by side too. You see the old footage
Yeah.
and then the filter with the new one. Listen, they put their heart and soul into this. You can tell. I'm really excited to play this game.
Definitely dropping, getting this day one.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I played the second one so much. Like it was wild. Dave knows. I used to get in trouble with my mom's, bro, literally playing this. And back in the day when you had to have the internet connected to like the phone line. So my mom used to get upset sometimes when it was like, I can't get on the phone, you online or whatever. And I used to be playing so much Diablo. I'll mention that. Last thing I'll mention also would be that game 12 minutes. I've been following this since we last seen it. This actually looks really interesting. I can't wait to actually get my hands on it. I heard it actually was like looking to get delayed, but then somehow it's supposed to get delayed till December, and somehow they, I guess, fixed whatever the problem was, and now it's supposed to come out in August. And the Xbox freezer, man, the fridge. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that sure look dope.
I love that. I love that they embraced that meme and actually said, "We're really going to release this, guys." And I was like, "Give me one right now, right now. I want this right now." So I'm stoked for that. I love that they did that. I mean, I like some fanfare. I love fanfare, man. I like when they just be like, "Hey, man, um, you guys joked about it. We really made it, and come on about it." And I love that it's not like limited edition either. It's actually going to be an actual thing they sell. I thought it was gonna be like limited edition, but it's only 10,000 pre-order it, get it now, and that wasn't the case at all. So super excited for that too. But the memes,
It sounds like we're wrapping up today's episode. We do have a giveaway that started a couple days ago. It's going to go until the 24th, I believe, for Fast 9. Tickets to see Fast 9. So make sure that you get all the details